Hi, what's up, everybody? A special welcome to Dr. Nuraida Mamo. This video is about public speaking etiquettes, prepared for Dr. Nuraida Mamo by the members of Group A, Sashitharan Kuppan, Sankara Sri Battumalai, Navaranjidam Madhavan, Siti Mariam binti Abdul Jalil, and Nur Hashima binti Muhammad Firdaus Siva. Let's get into this video.
I would like to begin our presentation with methods of correct voice protection. Okay, first of all, the volume produced by the vocal instrument is projection. Supporting the voice volume with a good breathing and energy can be practiced, and helping a speaker develop the correct volume is a main task of a vocal trainer, teacher, or coach. Good vocal support with a good posture, breathing, and energy should be practiced regularly long before a speech is delivered. Next is there are numerous exercises devoted is developing a projection capabilities. While there is no need to shout, a speaker should project to be easily heard from the furthest part of the audience. Even if the speech is amplified with a microphone or sound system, one must speak with a projection and energy. As with your rate of speech, you should speak at a volume that comfortably allow you to increase the volume of your voice without seeming to shout or decrease the volume of your voice and still be heard by all audience members. And do not expect to walk up to the podium and have a full voice. Then actors spend about half hours doing a vocal warm-ups, and singers warm up much more. You might not have an opportunity to warm up immediately before your speech, but you can warm up with humming, like yawning loudly or singing scales, all while breathing deeply and efficiently. It will loosen your voice, prevent irritation, and fire up your vocal energy. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Shima here. Today I'm going to talk about methods of controlling and overcoming fear of public speaking. First of all, know what you're talking about. The more you know what you're talking about, the more passionate you are about it. The less likely you are to make a mistake or get off track. If you do get lost, you are able to find your way back fast. Take some time to think. What are the questions the audience might ask and prepare the responses. Moreover, organize yourself. Plan out the information you want to offer ahead of time, including any props, audio, or visual elements. You'll be less nervous if you're well organized. To stay on track, draw an outline on a little card before your presentation. If at all possible, go to the location where you'll be presenting and look over the available equipment. Other than that, practice. Start practicing and then some more. Rehearse your entire presentation a few times. Do it for a few people you know well and obtain feedback. It's also a good idea to develop with a few people you're not familiar with. Make a video of presentation so you can review it and see where you can modify it. Particular issue should be addressed. When you're terrified of something, it's easy to magnify the chances of anything horrible happening. Make a list of specific concerns, then address them directly by listing possible and alternative outcomes, as well as any objective information that supports each worry or the chance that you feared events will occur. Don't be afraid of a few moments of silence. It may appear as if you have been silent for a lifetime if you lost track of what you're saying or becoming frightened and your mind goes blank. It's probably only a few seconds. In reality, even it's longer, your audience is unlikely to mind a brief pause to absorb what you have said. Simply take a few deep, slow breaths. Recognize your achievement. Give yourself a boost of confidence after your speech or presentation. It may not have been great, but you're probably tougher on yourself than your audience is. Check to see if any of your specific concerns came true. Everyone makes mistakes from time to time. Consider any errors you have made as an opportunity to better your abilities. Take a few deep breaths. This can be really relaxing. Before you step up to the stage and during a speech, take 2 or more deep, calm breaths. Last but not least, concentrate on your content rather than your audience. People are more interested in fresh knowledge than in how it is delivered. They might not detect your nervousness. If your audience notices you're scared, they may root for you and want your presentation to go well. Thank you so much.
Hi, today I would like to share with you guys the rules and regulations in public speaking. Now I have 8 rules and regulations. So let's check it out. The first one is preparation, second opening, third purpose, fourth structure, fifth timing, sixth voice, 7 master your movement, and last one is know who you are speaking to. Let us see the first point, which is preparation. You need to know your content and your audience. Every measure short of delivering the live performance can be classed as preparation. Be it the initial idea, the design of the story, producing graphic, support slide, practice, and rehearsal. There is simply no substitute for good preparation. The second one is opening. You have about 90 seconds to grab the audience attention. Why not? You commit with the 200 words of your presentation to be a memory. That way, you will know every word, every breath, and every movement, and begin your performance full of confidence. The third one is purpose. You need to ask yourself, like, why am I here? Why am I going to get out of this? Both audience and speaker ought to be able to answer the question. The most important thing about purpose is to have one. Make sure you have a clear message and make sure you deliver it. The fourth, structure. Use a simple structure with a beginning, middle, and end to tell a story. Your first task is to awaken the audience interest in what you have to say. Once you have got them hooked, you can focus on guiding the audience understanding through your sales pitch using relevant stories. The story you choose will create points of impact for the audience. By the time you reach the end, nothing should come as a surprise to the audience. Fifth, timing. Stick to the schedule. People plan their day around advertised time slot. Know how long you have and don't overstay your welcome. 6. Voice. Prepare your voice in advance. There is no way around the fact that when speaking publicly, you are dependent on your voice. In order to engage your audience, you need to be both heard and understood. Achieving this is about balancing volume, pitch, and articulation. 7. Master your movement and use your body. Your body is a powerful communication tool. You are not a brain in a bell jar communicating telepathically. Audience need you to give physical expression to your message. And the last one is know who you are speaking to. If you want truly to engage with the recipients of a message, you must have at least an idea of their interest or motivation for listening in the first place. If you don't understand who are talking to you or what they are listening, then your chances of making any sort of connection are very minimal. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Good day everyone. I hope you all understand what my previous members have explained to you. Now let's look at the appropriateness of the language. When considering how to use language effectively in your speech, consider the degree to which the language is appropriate, vivid, inclusive, and familiar. The next section define each of the aspects of language and discuss why each is important in public speaking. First, we are going to look at the use of appropriate languages. We can break this into two parts, which is appropriated for the speaker and appropriate for the audience. Not all languages language choices are appropriate for all speakers. If you are a first year college student, there is no need to sound like an astrophysicist. $1 million words don't tend to function well in oral communication to begin with. Using them will probably make you uncomfortable as a speaker. And then second one is appropriateness for the audience. The first aspect of appropriateness asks whether the language you are using is appropriate for your specific audience. If you are giving a presentation in an engineering class, you can use language that other engineering students will know. But if you are speaking about the Great Depression to an audience of young adults, you cannot assume they will know the meaning of terms like New Deal or WPA. Second point is use vivid language. Vivid language helps your listener to create strong, distinct mental images. Good vivid language usage helps an audience member truly understand and imagine what a speaker is saying. Two main ways to make your speaker more vivid are through the use of imagery and rhythm. Imagery is the use of language to represent objects, actions, or idea. The goal of imagery is to help an audience member to create a mental picture of what a speaker is saying. A speaker who uses imagery successfully will tap into one or more of the audience's 5 basic senses, which is hearing, taste, touch, smell, and sight. 3 common tools of imagery are concreteness, smile, and metaphor. The second one is rhythm. Rhythm refers to the patterned, recurring variants of elements of sound or speech. Whether someone is striking a drum with a stick or standing in front of a group of people speaking, rhythm is an important aspect of human communication. Think about your favorite public speaker. You will notice that there is a certain cadence to. The third point is use inclusive language. Language can either inspire your listener or turn them off very quickly. One of the fastest way to alienate an audience is through the use of non-inclusive language. Inclusive language is language that avoids placing any one group of people above or below other group while speaking. Let's look at some common problem areas related to language about ethnicity and sexual orientation. About ethnicity, inclusive language refers to the category used to highlight an individual's ethnic identity. Avoid statements like the committee is made up of 4 women and a Vietnamese man. In recent years, there has been a trend towards steering inclusive language away from broad terms like Asians and Hispanics. The second point is sexual orientation. Heterosexism occurs when a speaker assumes that everyone in audience is heterosexual. Some members of the LGBT community prefers more gender-neutral terms like spouse or partners. Legal obligations for same-sex couples may be very different from those for heteros. And last point is use familiar language. If you're not comfortable with the language you are using, and you are going to be more nervous speaking. You may have a hard time speaking genuinely and sincerely if you use unfamiliar languages. If your audience cannot understand what you are saying, you will not have an effective speech. Think wisely and be.
A very good day to everyone. My name is Shankarastri Batumale, metric number 281865. I am one of member from this group. So today I am here to talk about taboos and challenges in public speaking. Now, firstly, we'd like to see what is taboo. Taboo is a strong social prohibition against word, object, action, or discussion that are considered untestable or offensive by a group, culture, society, and
Here
community.
are the top taboo in public speaking, and presenters should avoid at all costs along with their potential consequence and remedies.
Now, let me see what are the taboos topic when we speaking. The speakers should avoid these topics when they do their speaking. First, the topic about sex. Second, the topic about politics. Thirdly, the topic about religion. And lastly, the topic about race. Now, Let me see the taboo in speech delivery. First, the speaker should not make their face giggling, wetting the lip frequently, crackling and knuckles, putting the hands on pocket, putting the tongue out, fiddling with the buttons, balls, pens, keys and coins and extra, consequently shifting from one to another, swaying from a side to another side, sulking backward and forward, feel too wide apart from the close together, putting thumbs under the belt, and lastly staring at Now, let me see what are the challenges in public speaking. Even though many people routinely give speeches or presentation for school work, they may still experience a fear at the idea of having to stand in front of others and talk. Some speakers can become debilitated by the thought of what to say, how to keep the audience interest, and how to calm their nerves. Much of the anxiety associated with the public speaking can be minimized. However, if you pay attention to overcoming the most common challenges in public speaking. Let me see what are the common challenges in public speaking. The 3 common challenges in public speaking. First, understanding and controlling anxiety, cause of communication apprehension and reducing communication apprehension. The second, adapting to audience, mean learning about listeners and tailoring speeches to the listener. Lastly, listening critically to the speakers for checking questions. Thank you. That's all from me.